My first guest made headlines last August when she announced she was leaving RTE after 15 years to take over from Pat Kenny on News Talk. Here to tell us why she left, what the future holds, and most important of all, how she's managed to get back into the building tonight. Would you please welcome Claire Byrne? How did you get back in? Well, that's the first part. So does the security pass still work, or did we smuggle you in a laundry van? How did this work?
I tried it.
Yes.
Didn't work.
Okay.
I had to give my name to the man on the gate.
No way.
It was the weirdest thing ever. But I know where the tea is. I found the tea.
Yes.
Found the cups. So that's all fine.
Okay.
And it was lovely to chat to everybody. The girls in makeup, you know, all my friends. It's lovely to be back.
It's great to be back. You shocked a lot of people last August when you said you were leaving. Was that something that had sort of been brewing in your head for a wee while, or was it a sudden offer that came your way?
I'm always doing queer things, Patrick.
Tell us more.
It wasn't a sudden thing. I think it was age-related, actually. I have this neighbour, right? And in my 30s, I gave an interview in a newspaper and I told the paper my age. She chased me down the street. You never say your age. Well, Mary, if you're watching, I'm going to do it again. I turned 50 last summer. And, oh well, you know. But it's a funny one, isn't it? And I don't know, I mean, you're not 50 yet, right? So you don't know what this is like.
I'm not 50 yet, so I wouldn't know.
But it does make you think about where you're going, what you're doing. Are you a bit too comfy in your seat? Should you challenge yourself?
Is this a thing, though, that you've kind of always had,
yeah.
which is if you feel that you're doing something and you're comfortable, you want to shake it up a bit?
3 to 5 years, move. So News Talk came along and they said, we have huge ambition. We want to grow the audience. And initially I thought, you know what, I'm grand where I am. Thank you very much. And then I thought, why am I not going to meet this challenge? You know, they think I can do it. Why don't I think that I have the appetite for it? So I said, you know what, give it a go. Let's do it.
And was it an offer you couldn't refuse?
I suppose it was. But you know what, if I'd stayed here, I was going to be very well paid to stay here. And I think people know that. I've been very honest about what I was earning in RTE. So it was more...
Would you have been getting a pay cut or you had to stay?
Yes, I would have, yes. Yeah, and look, let's not make any bones about it. That certainly was a factor. But I wasn't going to starve if I stayed here. I was very happy here. I have had opportunities here to do great things. However, did I want to try and stretch my chops a bit? Did I want to try and push on and do something different? Yes, I always do. And so ultimately that was the decision I made. And I'm excited to get started. I
can tell you're excited to get started. 15 years here in RTE, lots of highlights. What moments stand out for you?
So many. I had a great time here. Did things that I could never imagine. I was winched off the Byrne, you know, when I was working for RTE. I did this search and rescue programme and the Coast Guard winched me off the Byrne. That was a highlight. But looking back, I think the big leaders' debates, which maybe some of you saw, like in 2016, we went down to Limerick to the university. We filled it with the audience with 7 leaders up on the stage. And you know when a show is just electric and everything just works. And I was running around through the audience. I was asking questions, the audience was asking. It was just brilliant.
What's that like to be in the middle of something like that?
It felt like a huge privilege because you really felt like you were making a difference and maybe you were helping people to make their minds up and you were teasing through the manifestos that these people had presented to the public. Like our democratic right to vote is so precious. We all know how hard, you know, fought it was for us to have that. Particularly in these times, I think it's really important for us to examine everything, every proposal that's put in front of us, and that was one of those moments where you felt you were getting it right. So yeah, those leaders' debates were really special for me.
There's a moment that stood out for me, probably stand out for a lot of people. It's when you were having a chat with someone who could potentially be the next Prime Minister of Britain. Do you remember this?
But I want people to see just how much you know about the history and culture on this island.
I hope you enjoy a few pints with the lads tonight. Up the Ra.
Up the Ra, Nigel. I mean, I know that you said sorry. I know you get 87 quid. It's entirely within your rights to do that. But come on, don't try and lecture the Irish people about the culture and history and precarious nature of peace on this island. You haven't got a clue. I was cross, wasn't I? I was cross that night. I was cross with Nigel.
You were good, though. you were good. I mean,
do you know what, though, Patrick? As Roy Keane would say, you're just doing your job.
You're just doing your job.
Yeah.
You're just doing your job. In terms of low points, how difficult was it to be covering the pay scandal here in RTE and for you to be under scrutiny yourself? I remember listening to you and you going on air and having to clear stuff up. And
it was awful.
What was that like?
It was awful.
Because I hadn't joined at that stage. I hadn't started the show.
You came in 2023,
I
right?
came in 2023 in September, but all over that summer you were on air.
It started in the May, incredibly difficult for everybody here. And even tonight coming in, you know, it's still a topic of conversation. And we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what was going to happen from day to day. Our colleagues, our managers were in front of Oireachtas committees. It was not pleasant. Like, it's never pleasant to report on your own workplace, but that was particularly intense. And then I started getting text messages from journalists saying, everybody's saying that you're on a funny old deal, that you have a free car. So that's when I made the decision to tell my audience exactly what I was earning, why I was earning, what was the genesis of my pay, my contracted pay here. Because I thought, I need to extricate myself from these rumours, you know, and set it all down. But none of that was pleasant. And I think people are still feeling the effects of it. And I know, you know, everybody sitting here and everybody watching this knows that there are so many people in RTE whose sole mission it is to make great public service programmes. They're still doing it. They did it all through that. They're great people and they've been through an awful lot. And I just think it's really important to pay tribute to them, you know.
I know doing Claire Byrne Live, I know that meant a lot to you. That was a big show. There was a point where you realised you couldn't do it anymore. Why was that? The babies.
So I have 3 children who are watching. You're going to have to send them to bed at the end of this interview because they're going to try and stay up.
They're going to listen to me. Well, hang on. If they're watching there, let's see. If you're watching, kids, your mum says it's grand to actually have, you know, with it, some more Haribo, maybe some Maltesers, and stay up to 12.
You see, no, I'm going to go home now, and that's going to be said back to me. No, my children were very young. God, I loved Claire Byrne Live. It was a great programme. It was on really late on a Monday night, so our challenge was to get people to stay up late to watch it. So we threw the kitchen sink at it. We did all sorts of things.
And if you've a show on a Monday, that means you're going to be working through the weekend on it.
Working through the weekend. Probably exhausted until Wednesday because it's intense, right?
Yeah.
And my youngest was 4 and I would be putting her to bed. So I'd done my day's work on the radio show, putting her to bed with my coat on and she'd have her little grey bunny and the tears would be falling. Don't go, Mammy. It's just, I couldn't. It's because I wanted to teach my children that you should do a job that you love, but I was teaching them that you had to sacrifice your home life for that career. So I just had to say, I can't do this anymore. And I don't regret that decision, but I'm so proud of that programme and always will be.
You spent a bit more time with the kids now over the last few months.
Oh, it's been great.
What have you been up to?
Making pancakes in the morning. So I'm taking breakfast orders now.
Great.
Smoothies, you know, whatever you want. So I've said to them over the last week, this is stopping soon. I'll be starting a news talk in 2 weeks' time. So today we're having Weetabix with cold milk. So that's working well.
That's the reason why they're not going to bed. You're taking over from a broadcasting legend, Pat Kenny. Is there any nerves taking over from Pat? He's such an accomplished broadcaster, you know, such a big audience himself. Or when you get to your stage, does nerves really come into it?
All the time. But like, nerves are good, aren't they? A certain amount of nerves. Pat is an absolute icon, a legend. We presented together, you know, on prime time. Not many people remember that, myself, Miriam and Pat. And I remember he said something to me. which I always think of when I'm presenting. He said it's 90% showbiz. And I was thinking, no, it's not. It's current affairs and it's news. But he's so right. And I watched him. He'd walk onto a set. Whatever Pat's telling you is the most important thing that you're going to hear today. I love him for that. And he's such a generous colleague. And it is intimidating taking over his slot. But it'll be a whole new show. And I'm really excited to get going. Can't wait.
RTE have sort of swapped up their entire radio schedule after your announcement. Do you think they're worried?
Do you think that's because of me?
I don't know. I don't know. Do you think that's because of you?
I don't know. But I'm up for the fight. I mean, the right answer there is to say, oh, the pie is big enough for all of us. But you know what? I'm going to News Talk to grow the audience, so bring it on. I nearly ran over David McCullough this week.
Right.
Breaking news. No, I saw him. I was trying to reverse into a car parking space. I was talking to somebody from the Late Late Show, hands-free now, right? And I did a swear word, and I said, I almost killed David McCullough.
Yes.
So there's your story.
Okay.
And when I told him, because he didn't know it was me in the car until I told him when I saw him, we did a bit of finger wagging, you know, me and David.
All that stuff.
Yeah, but
well,
he's great. But yeah,
okay.
I'm bringing it. They put David there and Oliver. So I've got to beat the two of them. Love it.
Okay. Before we let you go, rumours of Dancing with the Stars, is that something
in my house? Is that what you mean?
Yes, I know the kids are thinking that'll be a good gig for you.
The only show that my children are interested in, they don't care what I do, they just keep saying to me, can you do Dancing with Stars? So I've outlined for them the problems. I can't dance at all. My husband would be great on Dancing with the Stars. I'm very busy and I've got 3 children. So their response to me was, well, you'd only be on it for 2 weeks anyway, because you'd be booted off. So you should just do it.
Brilliant, brilliant. Claire, look, thank you so much for coming back to see us. We wish you all the best with your next chapter.
Delighted to be here.
Claire Byrne.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.